channel. If you are new here to the Little Z Farm channel, my husband and I have 40 acres north of Kansas City, Missouri, where we are learning to grow our own food, raise the animals, and just lead healthier, more sustainable, exciting lives. Today has been a busy day. I've had to do some cleaning of the duck house and the chicken coop, and I am just going to make a quick lunch before I move on to the nest. Why can't I say next? I'm just gonna make a quick lunch before I move on to my next tasks for the day. And I'm excited about it because it's actually something that I just discovered this year. I'm going to make some super easy cabbage steaks that I am going to eat with some chicken that I roasted a couple of days ago. So it's kind of a leftovers, but want to get some fresh veggies in. What I'm trying to do this winter is figure out exactly what we're going to plant in the garden this year. And I am purchasing things at the grocery store and things that we don't necessarily always keep in the house, but they are vegetables that I want to try more or learn how to cook properly, or, utilize different recipes. So let's talk about cabbage. Cabbage to me is like so stunning in the garden. I mean, it is beautiful, especially these red cabbages. I think I see these sorts of colors just in the natural world, and I'm like, how is that possible? How can that be real? How can this be real? And that excites me. And it, inspires me to want to be out in the garden and want to continue to grow things when I wouldn't call myself a cabbage fan. But like in most of the recipe videos that I've posted, I become a fan of things, once I learn how to cook them, a way that I like them or how to cook them properly. And I'm going to tell you that the cabbage steaks, they work for me. And I think it's because I love roasted vegetables. If you're not someone out there roasting your vegetables and you say you don't like vegetables, I don't believe you. You have to roast them, okay? You have to roast some veggies, give them another chance, and I think you're gonna be pleasantly surprised. So today, a quick and easy cabbage steak that you can throw in the oven, and I'm sure they'd be delicious on the grill as well. But let's get to it. So I am going to cut off the root here at the base. And then I'm going to peel that outer layer. I can't talk today. I'm going to peel the outer layer of the cabbage off. This is going to be great for our chicken, so I'm going to save it. All you're going to do to cut your cabbage steaks is where you cut that root off, balance the cabbage on that flat side. And then you're just going to cut 1-inch steaks from the whole cabbage head. Just look at it. That is some incredible design. So what's gonna happen when you roast these is they're going to get these little crispy pieces on the outside. I freaking love crispy. Crispy roasted vegetables are my jam. All you're going to do is lay your little cabbage steaks out on your roasting pan. This one's a little thick. I think I'm gonna cut it in half. So I'm going to lay my steaks out on my pan, including this halfer. And here's where you get to make some choices. I'm gonna go with salt, pepper, garlic salt, and a little bit of rosemary. But you could also up your cabbage steak game and use a balsamic honey glaze over them, before you roast them. And I am going to do that on a couple of my cabbage steaks today because I have a balsamic glaze that I had used on some salmon, and I am going to use it today on these cabbage steaks before I roast them. But it's super easy. It's just reduced honey, balsamic vinegar, and a bunch of garlic. I love garlic. And if you don't feel like going through all that effort, you could also just use olive oil and balsamic vinegar, and I'm sure roasting that just as is would be absolutely delicious. When you're working with fresh ingredients, it is fun to experiment, figure out what tickles your taste buds. Tickles your taste buds. Okay, Katie. What excites you? What makes you excited and happy to eat that vegetable again? And so just experiment a little bit. I'm gonna do these 2 ways today and we will talk about them. Coat your cabbage steaks with a little bit of olive oil or canola oil. Make sure you use enough. This helps with the roasting. And then add salt, pepper. I'm using a garlic blend here and some thyme. And then on a couple of these steaks, I'm also going to add this balsamic glaze. You're gonna roast these in an oven at 400 degrees for about 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, so this is one of the balsamic ones. I am going to give it a try, but I'm gonna see if you can hear this. That's the crispy outside. And I'm going to eat that first. And I'm going to eat it without a fork, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. To me, this is so much better than like boiled cabbage. The phrase boiled cabbage kind of makes me cringe. That balsamic reduction that I made is pretty sweet. Okay, guys, can you take that elsewhere? That balsamic reduction that I made is pretty sweet, and so the cabbage really carries that. I like that, but I know that's not for everyone. So as long as you are getting those cabbage steaks covered in oil and then seasoning how you like, these are a really nice base or side for whatever you're going to cook. I'm having regret about not serving this in the fall with like a perfectly grilled steak and roasted broccoli. We're definitely gonna grow cabbage this year, or we're going to try to grow cabbage this year. And I'm going to look for more recipes that I like with cabbage. If you are new to the roasting vegetables game, what's your favorite roasted vegetable? Comment below, I'd love to hear, and I'd really love to start building community here where we can talk food, growing food, raising animals, recipes, health, wellness, dreams. So don't forget to subscribe. I'd love to see you back here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.